All right, let's get right into a really fascinating idea from Seth Godin's book, The Dip. We're going to talk about something that sounds, well, completely wrong. Why quitting strategically might just be the single most important thing you can do to succeed.
You've heard this a million times, right? Winners never quit and quitters never win. It's practically drilled into our heads from day one. But what if that whole idea is just plain wrong?
Yeah. According to Godin, it's a spectacularly bad piece of advice. It's a pretty bold claim, but it's the whole idea we're digging into today. Because the truth is, winners quit. They quit all the time. And that's not an exaggeration. The most successful people in companies out there, they're actually masters of quitting. See, it's not about giving up when the going gets tough. It's about making a smart, strategic choice.
I mean, seriously, think about it. You quit wetting the bed, right? You quit your first high school job. Of course you did. Some things are just meant to be quit. Winners apply that same logic to bigger things, freeing up their time and energy. It's like an investor who finally quits a stock like Blockbuster. That move frees up all their money to pour into something like Netflix. That's what strategic quitting is all about, finding better opportunities.
So, what are these better opportunities you should be quitting for? Well, it really boils down to just one thing: the chance to become number one.
This is the core of the whole philosophy. The argument is that your resources, your time, your money, your energy are way too limited to waste on anything where you can't be the absolute best.
And this isn't just some nice theory. Take Jack Welch, the legendary CEO of General Electric. He lived by this rule. He basically said, if a GE business isn't number one or number two in its market, we're quitting it. We're done. And the result? He took GE's market share from $12 billion to an absolutely staggering $280 billion.
And here's the really wild part: the rewards for being the best are completely skewed. It's not like being number one is just a little bit better than being number 10. No, it's exponentially better. The top spot might get 10 times the business, 10 times the recognition. Just think about it. When you want coffee, you think Starbucks. An electric car, you think Tesla. The best just seem to get all the attention and all the customers.
But here's the really good news for all of us. Because of the internet, you don't have to be the best in the entire world anymore. The world is breaking up into millions of tiny little micro markets. You just have to be the best organic market in Tulsa, or maybe the best custom dog leash maker on Etsy. And in that tiny little pond, you are number one.
Okay, so you've decided you're going to go for it. You're going to be number one. You quit everything else, you're totally focused. And then you hit a wall. A really big, frustrating wall. Well, welcome to what Seth Godin calls the dip.
So what is the dip? It's that awful, long slog between the excitement of starting something and the reward of actually mastering it. It's the part where the fun wears off and the real work begins. And you know what? This is where almost everybody gives up, but it's also where the magic happens.
You can almost map it out. Every journey to mastery looks something like this. You start out, it's exciting, you're learning fast, people are cheering you on. And then progress just grinds to a halt. It gets hard, it's frustrating. That valley of frustration right there, that is the dip. And the only way to get to the rewards on the other side is to push right through it.
Okay, but here is the million-dollar question, isn't it? How in the world do you know if you're in a productive dip that you should keep pushing through, or if you've just hit a dead end where you're totally wasting your time?
Well, it turns out the answer might come down to one simple but really powerful question. Are you trying to influence a whole market or just one specific person?
This is such a critical distinction. If your goal is to change the mind of a single gatekeeper, say one particular boss for a promotion or one investor, your persistence can really quickly just become pestering. That, my friends, is a dead end. But if you're trying to influence a market of potential bosses, or a market of publishers, then your persistence can actually pay off. That's a dip.
You want to know a perfect example? J.K. Rowling. She got rejected by 12 different publishers. Now, if she'd believed her entire career depended on just one of them, she would have been in a dead end. But she wasn't. She was trying to appeal to the market of publishers. So every time she got rejected, she could learn something, tweak her pitch, and just try the next one. That is how you power through a dip.
So all of this leads to a really powerful, really practical strategy. Because look, knowing you're in a dip is one thing, but actually surviving it, that's a whole different ballgame.
This quote from an ultramarathoner just says it all.
You don't decide to quit in the middle of the pain, when you're exhausted and demoralized. You're always going to make the wrong call in that moment. No, you decide what your quitting conditions are before you even start. So how do you actually do this? You basically create a quitting contract with yourself before you even begin. Define your limits. How much time? How much money? How much pain are you willing to put up with? Write it down. From that point on, you only ever ask yourself 2 questions. Have I met my quitting conditions? And has something massive and fundamental about the situation changed? If the answer to both is no, you keep going.
And that's really the whole point. Quitting is not failure. Strategic quitting is a tool. It's the powerful tool you use to free up your most valuable resources so you can pour them into the things that have a real shot at getting you to number 1, by giving you the strength to get through the dips that actually matter.
So I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. Think about your own work, your projects, your career. What dead end are you pouring your energy into right now? And what could you really accomplish if you quit it and dedicated all of that effort to getting through the one dip that really truly counts?